Hey guys, Serena here from Whole Shift Wellness. I hope you're doing great. So an interesting conversation came up today and I wanted to share some of the exchange with you guys. Somebody was asking me about, the macronutrients and the micronutrients and how to split up their foods intake in order to make sure that they're getting enough of anything to facilitate weight loss and aid the process and get the best results. And they kept getting really lost into the nitty-gritty of the technicalities of healthy eating from a very kind of scientific and detailed perspective. And you could sense almost like the stress and the overwhelm at trying to figure out this macro micro split and what percentages of what things they should be having, how many protein versus carbs versus fats. And so I asked them to just stop for a minute and take a step back and just pull back, take a deep breath. And then I asked a very simple question, which is, why do you think you're overweight? What do you think is, if you were to mention the lowest hanging fruits, as in the things that are most readily in the way of you losing some of the excess weight that you're carrying, what would that be? And they mentioned a couple of things. They mentioned, too many processed foods, so too many crisps and chocolates and this kind of junky snacks and eating other people's leftovers and snacking late at night after dinner mindlessly in front of the TV. And so we turned the conversation around and essentially the message that I wanted to drive home with them is that the reason why they are overweight has nothing to do with them not getting the macronutrient versus micronutrient split correct, or not getting the right 50 grams of protein, getting 55 instead of 35 grams of carbs versus 15 grams of fat. It was nothing too technical. It was nothing too difficult. It was nothing that requires a degree of any sorts, of charts of any sorts, or measurements of any sorts. It was some pretty basic common sense. Quit the junk. So sometimes, we think that we need these very technical kind of explanations and guidance and solutions, and we get lost into the measuring and making sure that I'm getting enough grams of this, that, and the other, when actually, if we just took a step back and looked at the big picture, the solution is generally way simpler than that. And so which actually empowers you into taking the right actions. Maybe the right actions is not to neurotically measure all your food or to buy all these charts and to start charting things and to start, tracking your macros and micros. Maybe the solution is, to tackle the emotional eating, to address why it is that you eat junk food, to, raise your standards so that certain things are not even foods in your perception anymore. To work on what we call the focus pillar, your mindset around food, how you view it, why you make the choices that you make, what drives those choices, and how you can transform your approach at the root level. And I'm not discounting the importance of, the science of nutrition, and, there's people that do amazing work in that field. But the average person doesn't need that. If you're a high performance athlete and you've plateaued and you have like an Olympic game coming up and you need to be in tip-top shape for that kind of stuff, then yes, by all means, delve into all of that. Get the best expert on the field to kind of draw you all the charts in the world. You do need that to take it to the next level. Most of us don't. We really don't. We just need to go back to basics and address what I call the psychology of eating, because that's how we'll have the greatest breakthroughs. I hope this helps. Please share your comments. I can't wait to hear from you about this and whether this resonates, and if so, how. Thank you. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.